What is going on, you guys? Bashtian YGO here, and today coming at you with my updated Spright deck profile for post Power of the Elements. Now, I already posted my first draft for the Spright deck profile about a week or two ago, and it was using a lot of proxies, things like that. I didn't have the cards just yet, but if you guys checked out yesterday's video, I was able to go ahead and purchase the entire deck core from my boy Rob. So once again, quick shout out to you, Rob. Appreciate you, bud. So I was able to go ahead and finally build this deck, guys. I'm super excited to go ahead and show this to you guys. This is going to be one of my final drafts. I'm still working at the king as far as the extra deck is concerned, because as you guys have seen from recent regional results, things like that, there is multiple ways to go ahead and play this deck, and the extra deck, while tight, there's a few flex spots that some cards may be preferred over others. Really depends on what cards you have, what cards you don't. So I really just want to go ahead and put my thoughts out there. A main deck is going to stay the same for the majority, for the most part, for future deck profiles for this. At least for what I currently believe for the pure version, for the standard version, I should say, because there is, of course, the Tri-Brigade version, which is going to be really cool. I definitely want to go ahead and test out as well. I believe there's a Melfi version, but that one's kind of wonky. But if that's something you guys want to see, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. But without further ado, guys, I'll definitely go ahead and go through my thought process of everything. So if you guys want to go ahead and stick around and hear my thoughts, definitely go ahead and stay until the end of the video. But if you guys just want the deck list, I should be able to go ahead and post in the description down below, so you can go ahead and check that out as well. But if you guys have not subscribed already, go ahead and do me a favor, subscribe down below, like the video for more, and let's get right into the video. Starting off with the monsters. Alright guys, so for the monsters, we don't really try to reinvent the wheel, nothing too crazy. We played 3 copies of Spright Blue, 3 copies of the Spright Jet, 3 copies of Spright Red, 1 copy of Spright Carrot, and 1 copy of Spright Pixies. So let me see, make sure these are all in frame. So this is a little bit of a different ratio than from what I've been seeing a lot online. So Spright Pixies actually come into its own as being one of the better alternative options to go ahead and play for Spright, because it is easily searchable on your opponent's turn. Whenever you activate the Spright Starter, summon the Spright Blue on your opponent's turn, and then you're able to go ahead and search out Spright Pixies, which gives you a lot of advantage during the battle phase, especially in damage steps. So it's really good to go ahead and get over any type of big monsters, which tends to be the biggest one of the bigger downfalls of Spright, is that getting over big monsters, or just summoning monsters itself that have a big presence on board. It can be a little bit tough. It's a deck that spams out a lot of really powerful link to level 2 rank 2 monsters, but that comes with the downside, of course, of just overall attack power. 3 Spright Red, 3 Spright Jet, and 3 Spright Blue, only because I am playing Desires in this build, so this is not going to include Power Prosperity. Although what I do agree that Power Prosperity is a phenomenal card to have in this deck, I want to show there are also some alternatives for those who can't afford Prosperities as well. So that is something to keep in mind. Spright Carrot is more or less like the ugly stepsister, essentially, when it comes to sprites. Yes, it can be very helpful. I've considered cutting her a few times, but she does come up every now and then, so it's good to have at least that one, so you can search it when you need it, and when you don't, it just gets banished off Desires, and you're good to go from there. But that's going to be it for the Spright monsters, guys. Now on to the other engines that we play. So I did opt to go for the Deep Sea Diva package. I just believe Halqifibrax is a phenomenal card that changes the way that the extra deck can be played. I don't play anything too crazy in the extra deck, but like I said, the extra deck is something that I'm still playing around with, trying to figure out. But like I said, I want to get my initial thoughts out there to you guys. So Triple Diva, and then of course we do play the frogs in here. All the frogs, including Dupe Frog. I think Dupe Frog is really cool. This is a 41 card build, so if for some reason you absolutely hate Dupe Frog, it's perfectly fine. Just go ahead and cut them, and you have your 40 cards right there. So that's going to be it for the engine cards. Now for the hand traps, I play 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, and then 3 DD Crow. So honestly, I do believe these are probably the best hand traps of the current format. Just overall looking at it, guys, I mean, Ash Blossom hits every single deck. It has been, and it will continue to be one of the more powerful hand traps in the game. Ghost Ogre is also phenomenal, and I do prefer this playing over the Gamma package. Just because if you draw Cyframe Gamma going first, it's really inefficient unless you then make Lambda, which then takes away a little bit more space in your extra deck, which I don't really want to use an extra slot for Lambda, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. So I want to play Ghost Ogre, so whenever my opponent activates Gigantic Spright, I just Ghost Ogre it, and then we're good to go from there, and I can go on about my day. DD Crow, because it's phenomenal against each and every single deck in the current format, so definitely want to go ahead and maximize on these 9 hand traps. And that's all the hand traps I play. I don't play Imperm, Veiler, things like that. I have thought about considering playing Veiler. If I did play Veiler, my extra deck would change as well. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get all my ideas out here for you guys, but this is the main deck that I'm going to stick with right now. 41 cards. That's going to be it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. Alright guys, so for the spells, we play 3 copies of Spright Starter and 1 copy of Smashers. Smashers is going to be your out to Mystic Mine, anything crazy like that, just go ahead and get rid of it. It's searchable, it's really easy to use. I've seen people play 2, seen people play 0, I've seen people play Gamma Burst instead. Gamma Burst, while being a very effective card, I think Smasher just has a little bit more versatility in the more competitive meta state, just because you are able to get, again, out Mystic Mine, which until the ban list hits, is going to be one of the most problematic cards for Spright to deal with. So having Spright Smashers just goes a long way for that. Next, that's going to be it for the Sprights. Next, for the other spells, I play 3 Dark Ruler No More in the main deck. It's pretty much become a necessity at this point. Just with the decks the way they currently play, they're very on-field monster heavy reliant. So having Dark Ruler No More is going to be huge as far as being able to go ahead and break the board. Spright does struggle a little bit as far as playing into boards, and that's mainly because, again, it's not able to summon out any type of big monsters as well, so getting over things is going to be really an issue. But having Dark Ruler No More, not having to worry about their effects, lets you go into your Cat Sharl Gigantic Spright place, which makes it 6400 attack. Absolutely insane as well, so definitely want to go ahead and max out on the Dark Ruler No More. 3 Triple Tactics Talents as well, so I chose to play this over the Cross-Eyed Designator. If you guys have seen my original deck profile for this deck, you'll understand my reasoning. So Cross-Eyed Designator is very specific, very niche, and there's too much variety as far as what hand traps are being played, what other cards are being played. I understand Cross-Eyed Designator is fantastic in the mirror match, which you're going to be seeing a lot in the foreseeable future, especially I think the next YCS Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. So that's going to be huge, especially to see exactly what is going to be better, whether Triple Tactics Talents or Cross-Eyed Designator. But at the end of the day, we'll see in about 2 weeks. For the rest of the spells, I played Double Desire and then 1 Called by the Grave. Desire for consistency. So the main issue I see with Spright going first or second is seeing too much non-engine, and then if I happen to get stopped, whether my Swap Frog gets Veiler or anything like that, and I don't have another Spright monster in my hand, then pretty much my turn ends right there if I don't have an additional extender. So Desires, I used to go ahead and dig through my deck to make sure I'm able to get a Spright Starter, Spright Blue, Jet, Red, any type of Spright, just so I can make sure I always have extenders in my hand. If I lose out on some valuable pieces, it's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, I wasn't going to be playing anyway, you know? So that's definitely why I want to go ahead and play Desires right now. I do believe it's going to be a really good alternative for Prosperity, for those of us who can't afford cards like Power Prosperity. But overall, it is really useful card in this main deck as well. So that's going to be it for the main deck, guys. 41 card main deck. Now let's get right into the extra deck, where I can go a lot in depth into what my thought process is, things like that, because it does have a lot of variations, like I said before, depending on what you're playing in the main deck and what you want to build a deck specifically to do. Alright guys, so for the extra deck, I'm just going to go ahead and blow by it real fast, and then I'll go ahead and explain to you guys my reasonings for all this, so we can, all move forward. So I played 2 Gigantic Spright, 1 Toadally Awesome, 1 Cat Sharl, 1 Soul Sweeper, 1 Sky Cavalry Santeria, let's see, 1 Downerd Magician, and 1 AA-Zeus for the XCs. And then for the links, I play 3 copies of Spright Elf, 1 Halqifibrax, 1 IP Maquerena, 1 Dharc, Charmer Gloomy, and 1 Knightmare Unicorn. So first things first, let's go over what I'm personally having struggled with and what I want you guys' opinions on to help me out as far as deck building goes. So Cat Sharl and Soul Sweeper, both I think are really good cards, especially when you're playing into boards. Cat Sharl lets you boost the attack points of any level 2 monster, or any rank 4 or lower XC's monster you control. So it's really good to go ahead and pair with Gigantic Spright in that aspect. And then Soul Sweeper is really good going playing into a board, or even if you want to go ahead and put them as a bait target going first. Something you can definitely do. I think it's kind of a suboptimal play, but Soul Sweeper is really cool because when you're going second, you can summon him, of course, detach a material, banish a monster your opponent controls until the end of their end phase. So it's really good as far as that aspect, just getting rid of really pesky monsters like normal summon this. Go ahead and banish their or attempt to banish their Shisha, which immediately demands a response. So that's really good as far as that aspect. If you're really against Sword Soul, it's a card that demands a response, even though it's not the most powerful card, but it does still help in that aspect. So what I want to potentially take out, put in for these two, I mean, is going to be the Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, and then the one Pit Knight Yearly. So I'm sure you guys all should know what Avermax does. I mean, it's pretty much adding a boss monster to the deck. But Pit Knight Yearly is actually a really good card, especially in the more Tri-Brigade version of this deck. It's really good. So basically, Pit Knight Yearly, what it allows you to do is you make this under Spright Elf, and then when you activate Spright Elf's effect to special summon back from the graveyard, Pit Knight Yearly is going to go ahead and activate to negate the effect of an opponent's monster. It's really good. Has an amazing recursion effect as well. So Pit Knight Yearly is amazing, honestly, in this deck. That's why I'm really conflicted as far as what exactly to play, because there's definitely alternative options as well. So if you're not playing the Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax Pit Knight Yearly, I've also seen, for example, the Effect Veiler that I spoke about earlier. If you're playing Effect Veiler in the main deck, you potentially play, or a Spellcaster in your deck in any way, you could play the Selene package to go into Access Code Talker through Halqifibrax. So that's another potential really good play you could definitely do. If you're going to, again, playing around Halqifibrax, there's a few builds that allow you to summon back Synchro monsters. Go ahead and summon out into a Baron. If you're playing, you can play the Artifact Link monster, set Scythe, go into Wonder Magician, I believe it is, and then pop the Scythe and Synchro into Baron. So a lot of really wacky plays you can definitely do on your with this. So it really just depends on, I guess, your personal preference, again, what you want to do. I think the extra deck with Spright is so versatile, and there's so many ways you can definitely go ahead and build your extra deck for. There's no one correct way, at least not until we see the YCS winner for YCS Brazil. So get ready for a lot of net decking after that one for sure, but definitely, guys, this is going to be my thought process for the overall deck. As far as side goes, I'm still working on that. My locals is currently very Spright heavy. So I prepare for the mirror match quite a bit. I'm not gonna show my side deck this time just because I don't want my my Spright heavy counters to go ahead and influence you guys' decision. If you guys do want to know the side deck options, let me know in the comment section down below, and I can go ahead and do a pinned comment for you guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for the updated Spright deck roll for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys do enjoy these type of videos, go ahead and leave a like, and go ahead and leave a like for Rob as well. I'll leave his collecting Instagram in the description as well, so go ahead and give him a follow, and give me a follow as well. Just started a brand new Instagram for the channel about 2 weeks ago now. So if you guys want to get the scoop on new videos coming available, that's definitely the best place to do it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stick around for more, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.